to continue pressing forth on the subject of poverty eradication. Over the past weeks, we have stayed in contact with almost all other political parties who have not, during the political campaign, signed on to the declaration. However, we do have somewhat good news, but permit me to inform you first about the sad news. It is a known fact that we still have 50% of the political parties who haven't signed on to the declaration. Not signing on to the declaration to us is a signal that it sends a signal that poverty is not a topic or an issue that is high on their agenda. However, we need to also give you part of the good news, which is the United St. Martin People's Party, or the United St. Martin Party, US Party, has during the past week signed a declaration on the eradication of poverty. So we have to commend that political party, but at the same time also bring to the attention that it will be best form part of whatever political constellation we are looking forward to have all political parties who sign on to the eradication, the declaration eradicating poverty. It is important because it can no longer be denied. This platform over the past 6 years now has brought this to the attention from the Kingdom government to the Kingdom parliamentarians. We have done that by making our presentation into Parliament. And at a time when when the poverty was not disclosed, they thought that it was just numbers we were playing with. But Irma has brought to this country here the truth, and upon that now, no one can deny the fact. So we know that any government agreement among parties should and must have core the eradication of poverty as part of their governing program, and as such guarantee that the rights of the citizen, their human right, will be upheld, and also that people here in St. Martin will be able to live in dignity. So we look forward to the other two political parties to sign on to the declaration of poverty as soon as possible before entering into any governing accord this year.
We have to remember that the eradication of poverty actually demands legislation that has to be changed. Because if we give the example of, for instance, the old age pensions, just 2 years ago, they increased the pensions till the 1,000 guilders as a maximum. That was done in our parliament. With that said, with the reality that with that little pension money, the people cannot survive, and with the results of the household budget survey of the government of St. Martin from 2015, 94% of the households cannot survive with less than 4,000 guilders a month, or $2,222 a month. This is something that is not only the anti-poverty platform saying or stating it. It is the Transparency International report also that was based on the request of government to provide us with integrity. They identified that leaving people in poverty is a threat for the integrity. It is not integrity, and so it should be addressed. As we have informed you last week in the press conference, we have asked the governor of St. Martin to instruct the informateurs to verify with the political parties with seats in parliament if a broad majority is possible to eradicate the poverty and to prioritize it. Everybody now has heard about the report of the informateurs that was delivered to the governor, and for us as anti-poverty platform, even though we had the opportunity because of the governor forwarding the letter that we sent to him to the informateurs to inform them of our position and what we would like to see as priority in the upcoming governing program. Eradication of poverty was not mentioned as one of the priorities. The informateurs stuck to what the governor instructed them, which was the points that the governor gave them. Now, that's not a problem, because it's not the governor that decides. It is not the informateurs that decides of what will be the governing program. It's the 4 political parties in parliament and the parliamentarians, the 15 that has been elected, that have to decide on that. Hence, the welcoming of the United People's Party, that after the St. Martin Christian Party now is also committed.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
I went to a wake the other day, and as I walk in, I heard some old ladies in a corner, nearer, my God, to thee. Suddenly I hear, vlam, take a 6 in your tail. Vlam, do your pass. Vlam, do. A domino game just interrupt the whole wake. My mother in the next room, she called me. I ain't answer. So she come outside. She said, you hear me call you? I said, excuse me, woman. Don't you see I'm big? That's all I remember saying. Now I tell somebody today, I said, if Barack Obama was running in this country, they would not elect him. He would not be elected for 3 reasons. 1, we don't elect black people. 2, we don't elect educated people. 3,
there is a youngster, there's 12 years, that's missing. On the Facebook, the Court of Guardianship, on their Facebook page, reported that he was found, but up to yesterday, we couldn't get an official statement from the police, who's the correct channel who alerted the public and will close the case if it's found. The police redirect our media house to the Court of Guardianship. But in our way of seeing it, it is the police have to close it. What can you say, or what do you know about if this youngster is officially found or is not officially found?
Thank you, Gromiko, for that question. As you know, it's just yesterday I returned to the island, and I heard of the incident, but as my colleague just stated, indicated to me, the youngster has been found. But I believe that further information will be coming from the relevant entity to discuss whether or not, I don't know if they're going to give that information or that statement to the public, but the youngster has been found, and I will inquire whether an official statement can be placed in the public so that the rest of the population can know at least that he is safe.
In a statement from Paul Martins after the official announcement of a tsunami warning in the Caribbean, that was some time back, he mentioned that the emergency horn system that was approved and they're supposed to purchase it. My question is this government, do they have the information of it? Did they approve it? And if they purchase it, actually, because tomorrow we're going to have a training. We don't have no horn system. It's 6 months after the Hurricane Irma destroyed them. What is the vision of this government towards that particular important item we need?
Thank you, Gromiko Wilson, for that question. Indeed, we did get information about the training for tomorrow. The tsunami system, the alarm system, is part of the overall needs of the fire department, and they have been taken up as to the early recovery projects for things that need to be done for St. Martin before hurricane season. So we have prioritized it, and of course, you know, we are in the recovery stage, and so we had to do an assessment as to what do all of our emergency services need, and that was also something that was identified. So it is going to be taken up.
And if I may add, it's part of a total listing of priority items that we insisted on getting approved by the funding that we're going to be getting, but we're getting some early help to get certain things done so that we can be ready for the new upcoming hurricane season, which starts on June 1st. And that is part of it, for sure.
People all across St. Martin are switching to a more rewarding experience. The WIB MasterCard Fun Miles credit card, better known as My Card. Earn 1 Fun Mile for every $2 spent, even abroad and online. This will quickly get you a ton of Fun Miles to redeem for travel, shopping, food, fuel, and much more. But there's more to My Card. Worldwide acceptance, an EMV chip for extra security, and 250 free Fun Miles with first use. Switch to My Card today at WIB.
Fun miles, from within your reach.
I went to a wake the other day, and as I walk in, I heard some old ladies in a corner, nearer, my God, to thee. Suddenly I hear, vlam, take a 6 in your tail. Vlam, don't lose your pass. Vlam, do. A domino game just interrupt the whole wake. My mother in the next room, she called me. I ain't answer. So she come outside. She said, you hear me call you? I said, excuse me, woman. Don't you see I'm bad? That's all I remember saying. Now I tell somebody today, I said, if Barack Obama was running in this country, they would not elect him. He would not be elected for 3 reasons. 1, we don't elect black people. 2, we don't elect educated people. 3,
as we recognize our togetherness once more and our resilience during the St. Martin Doet activities on Friday and Saturday last, as they organized their annual mass volunteer event. Over 2,000 volunteers on St. Martin joined with other volunteers over the entire Dutch kingdom to give time, talent, and community spirit to complete 108 projects. I would like to thank the volunteers that assisted with the projects geared towards repairs and improvements for the sectors that I am responsible for as Minister of Education, Culture, Youth and Sport. The fact that more than 24 projects were organized for these sectors confirms that we have a shared vision about the importance of this sector and the activities that they perform for our society. I also commend, of course, the members of the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth and Sport that joined St. Martin Doet for their participation, whether as individuals or collectively as a department or a division. A huge congratulations to the Doet organization for another successful year, and I encourage us all to continue to show our resilience as a people and keep the spirit of helping our neighbors and fostering close community ties, especially as we continue on this recovery phase. It should even be considered, to my opinion, to continue with the spirit of volunteerism in the interest of recovery and reconstruction. A once a month, a day of volunteerism might be something that we should encourage and support, because that would help to continue with the spirit of the cleanup, the beautification and the innovation of the initiatives that we've seen in display over the last weekend. And to continue on the subject of recovery and reconstruction, as this is of course considered one of our main tasks as interim and now demissionaire cabinet, and as mentioned therefore by Minister of Finance, Minister Ferrier, at last week's press briefing, indeed there has been a second advance made available from the insurance policy disbursement. Together with the Council of Ministers, we have emphasized the importance that a significant portion will be allocated to the repairs of schools. This is a positive step for which I'm grateful, as I think we all recognize how important it is that these repairs be done as soon as possible in advance of the next hurricane season. The first batch of repairs include work on 8 schools, and we have decided to concentrate on securing the perimeter of these schools, so therefore including the works related to the windows, the doors, and the roofs, and electrical work that combines with it, as that is a main priority considering the sensitivities related to shortfall of funds. Communication has been ongoing with the appropriate school boards, and we recognize that some of the quotations need to be adjusted due to this preference, as I just explained, to focus on these parameters first. And we expect that that matter will be concluded this week, and then we will be able to release further details to the media how that will commence. Again, it is our intention that these works start as soon as possible, as the repair of schools are of utmost priority. This will be one of the avenues via which funding will be obtained for the repairs of schools, and we will decide whether the funds can be made available directly to schools and school boards so that they can have that sense of ownership and take full responsibility of the repair, so that it doesn't necessarily has to go via the government or the Ministry of Vrooming.
What Brother Thompson brought forward, I would like to caution workers that once the business reopened, there are certain aspects that you have to also look after, because we are now hearing of a lot of issues with workers where the business has reopened that we can look at as occupational health and safety hazard. According to our laws, it doesn't exist that workers should work a whole day period without having a lunch break. If that is permissible in our laws, I don't believe that. They should have a lunch break and also an area where they can have that lunch break. And especially people that are trafficking with money, like cashiers, etc., they have to make sure that once they are on their lunch break, that they also apply the proper procedures, health and safety for their health, where it comes to before they eating, they go and eat and consume, that their hands are properly washed, etc. So then, how could it be possible that the management of companies or of one specific company is demanding that cashiers just snack while they're busy doing that, and that they are not entitled to a break? This is a violation of a workers' rights, and as a union, we would be speaking out about these irregularity. Certain businesses feel when they open back or reopen, oh, the workers should be thankful that they have a job. Yes, but it goes two ways. They should be thankful that they have a job, but that do not mean that they should be thankful that they can be abused to maintain that job. They should not, the workers should not be exposed to abuse in that case. They have rights also, and that should be put into structure. Unionized workers also have rights, and it is unheard of in any country, but only St. Martin, that the office of a government mediator is going to call a business to a meeting, and they're going to send their lawyer to respond that we are too busy to come because we are busy with our reopening of the business. It is unheard of and disrespectful of any business that commit this type of practice. The office of the government mediator, as Brother Thompson explained, is an office that has its potential, and based on certain articles in the law, they can also use the police force to bring in those employers to a meeting when they do not want to adhere to invitations. We feel that it's time that this office step up. Don't leave SGs, don't play your power. Step up to the plate and have the law enforced based on the articles to be able to secure the workers' rights. Because as a government mediator, you have the right to be able to mediate between both parties, the employers and the employees. And if this means that you have to bring parties by fair means or by force to the table, then so be it. But it is time that even though we have passed through a rough time, we are rebuilding, but we have to rebuild in the correct way.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
Confused political place. That's why I tell you, William is the smartest politician in St. Martin today. For years, the man running with Bisley, Dungy, and he running with Vance James, he running with them people, he can't get in. He still may pick up France. But he get in. William see the writing on the wall. He say, you think Sarah Lowe could do it? Okay. But Sarah makes up her party like it was a chocolate cake. You have some black on the bottom, you put a white on the top. When the black start coming up, bump, they in jail.
For this upcoming show, Fernando in your what can people expect?
And I always tell people, if you keep getting something every day, it's not special anymore. And people have been asking me all the time, when is the next show? When is the next show? So as long as those people are alive and I'm alive, you will get a next show. Will it take so long again? I don't know. Will it be at shorter intervals? I don't know. But when I feel that the need is there and the time is right, you will get it. And if you ask me what is next, I don't know. Nobody knows. I didn't know that In Your was next. I didn't know that. So with me, it's just when it comes, it comes. And lastly, I want to say, well, not lastly, but I just want to say that I got to thank the team that is behind me. I have to thank a special lady in my life who is very, very supportive. Because you can't do this if you don't have the support of others. And I want to thank my wife, Margarita. And I have to thank the team that works with me. And people have been there from the inception. You know, people like Ricardo William, Fabian Badejo, you, Lorraine, you have been with me for a very long time. Ruby, Ruby Louis, Pear Louis, I don't know how she go, but that Ruby, everybody know what I'm talking about. And those are people who have been there with me for a very long time from the inception. And I have to thank those people because without them, I don't think I would be where I am today. So I take off my hat to those people, and they themselves don't know what is next. It's when we sit down and we decide what's next, then we know what's next. So I'm sorry, I can't answer that question.